All right, so are you ready for this? We're going deep into this whole world of frustrated fandom. You guys sent over a news article and a Reddit thread, and they're both buzzing about this comment from Patriots linebacker Jahlani Tavai,
Oh, yeah.
telling those booing fans to know their place.
Yeah.
It's really stirred the pot. I mean,
Odd.
people are debating the whole relationship between players, coaches, and the fan base. Where's the line?
Well, I think that the real intrigue here is that this comment from Tavai, it's exposed this raw nerve among Patriots fans. They're
Yeah.
3-14.
Yeah.
That record is obviously a sore point for anybody,
Huh.
but especially after that brutal 40-7 loss to the Chargers.
Oh, man. Yeah, that game was rough. Not exactly what anyone was hoping for,
Mike?
especially with all the hype around Coach Mayo taking over.
Right, and then you go to the Reddit thread, and it's just full of fans pointing to Tavai's own performance as part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Pro Football Focus has him ranked 136th out of 183 linebackers.
Oof.
Not exactly confidence-inspiring. No, not great. But he's basically saying, give us time, we're building something here.
Yeah.
He even pointed to the Detroit Lions turnaround under Dan Campbell as an example of what they're trying to do.
Which is interesting because the Lions actually cut Tavai
Oh, really?
during that rebuild. Yeah, they cut him.
Okay.
So for those who don't follow the Lions that closely, they went from being, just perennial bottom feeders, never really competing,
Right.
to a playoff contender under Campbell. And it was a complete overhaul. It wasn't a gradual improvement.
Right.
It was like they blew it up and rebuilt it.
Yeah. So is he being naive then? Or is he trying to deflect blame?
It's hard to say. He's likely just trying to project optimism, but I think it comes off as tone deaf.
Yeah.
To fans who are used to a certain level of success with the Patriots, their counter argument is basically, hey, we're paying big bucks for tickets. We have every right to express our disappointment. Right. I mean, some of those comments on the Reddit thread are brutal. Like the one saying, I'm definitely qualified to do what Mayo's doing.
Yeah.
Heck, I might even be able to talk to the media better than Mayo.
Ouch. Right. That brings us to Jerod Mayo and the pressure he's under, right? I mean, he's a former Patriot himself,
Yeah.
linebacker, known for his leadership, but he's still relatively inexperienced as a head coach.
And there's that stat that's going around.
Yeah.
No former Belichick assistant has ever gone on to become a successful NFL head coach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it begs the question, is the Patriot way, that famously tight-lipped, system-driven approach,
Right.
is it actually a hindrance for coaches when they try to go out on their own?
It's almost like a coaching tree that bears no fruit.
Right.
Maybe it is more about Belichick's genius
Yeah.
than a system that anyone can replicate.
Right.
And then you have Robert Kraft, Patriots owner,
Oh, yeah.
famously said that he expected the team to kick butt under Mayo.
Oh, boy.
Talk about setting the bar high.
Yeah, that kind of statement just adds to the pressure cooker.
Totally.
It just sets up this win now mentality, which can be really tough
Yeah,
when you're trying to rebuild a team and you're trying to develop a new coaching staff.
for sure.
It's just a lot to ask.
He's in a no-win situation.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to prioritize immediate results even if it means sacrificing long-term development?
Yeah, it creates a really tricky dynamic for sure.
Yeah.
And it raises this broader question, I think, about the expectations that are placed on coaches and players in today's NFL.
Yeah. It's like everyone wants results right now,
Right.
but building a winning team takes time.
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
takes time. And this impatience is just amplified by the constant scrutiny of social media.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, every decision, it's dissected and debated by, thousands of armchair quarterbacks online.
Well, that Reddit thread is a perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the mix of genuine analysis and then sarcastic memes and then just people venting.
Yeah. And it's hard to imagine that the players and coaches aren't affected by that.
Right.
It's got to seep into their mindset, even if they try to block it out.
Totally. You have to wonder if it creates a culture of fear where coaches are afraid to experiment or take risks
Yeah.
because they know if it doesn't work out, they're going to be crucified online.
It's a valid concern for sure.
Yeah.
And it makes you question whether this level of fan engagement is ultimately helpful or harmful.
Right. Is it good for the sport or bad for the sport?
Right.
It's a double-edged sword in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, social media gives fans a voice, gives them a platform to express their passion for the team.
Right.
But it also creates this echo chamber of negativity
Yeah.
that can be toxic.
Totally. It blurs the lines between constructive criticism and just outright abuse.
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line
Yeah.
between, holding players accountable and just piling on when they're down.
And it feels like Tavai's know your place comment was kind of reaction to that. Like he was saying, hey, we're out here busting our tails, and all we're getting is negativity.
It's a sentiment that I think a lot of players probably share,
Yeah.
even if they don't express it as bluntly. They're human beings, not robots.
Right.
They're going to be affected by that constant barrage of criticism.
But then you have the fans' perspective, right? I mean, they're investing time and money and emotional energy into this team. They feel a sense of ownership, a right to express their disappointment.
Absolutely. And I think that sense of entitlement can be even more heightened in a place like New England, where the fans have been spoiled by decades of success.
It's like they feel betrayed when the team isn't living up to those standards.
Exactly. And it raises some fundamental questions about the whole fan-player dynamic.
Yeah, what is that relationship?
Yeah, what is it? Is it a partnership? Is it a transaction? Is it just a one-way street?
I don't know if there's an easy answer.
Yeah.
But it's clear that this tension between fans and players is becoming more and more pronounced.
Oh, yeah. Especially in the age of social media. I mean, it's like a real philosophical question here. What does it even mean to be a fan in this day and age? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Are fans just consumers? Are they just there for the entertainment?
Right.
Or do they have like a deeper responsibility to the teams and players they support?
And where's the line between being like passionately engaged and just being toxic? I mean, that Reddit thread is full of comments that are funny and insightful. Yeah. But then there's also some that are just nasty.
It's a slippery slope for sure. You want fans to be invested.
Yeah.
You want them to care.
Right.
But not to the point where it becomes destructive.
Right. It makes me think about the Patriot way. Again, it's all about discipline and control and minimizing distractions. But can that even survive?
Right.
In a world where social media just amplifies every single mistake and every criticism.
It's an interesting paradox, for sure. I mean, the Patriot way thrived in an era when there was limited media access, and they could control the messaging.
Right.
But now the narrative is constantly being shaped and reshaped by fans and commentators online.
It's like the walls of the fortress have been breached.
Right.
And now they have to adapt or they're going to crumble.
Right. And this isn't just the Patriots.
Right.
This is every team in the league.
Every player.
Every player. How do you maintain your focus? How do you stay disciplined when you're constantly being bombarded with all this outside noise?
It feels like Tavai's comment was kind of like a cry for help.
Yeah.
Like he was pleading with the fans to understand the pressure.
Right.
To cut them some slack.
And it sparked this whole debate about, what fans are entitled to.
Right.
Do they have a right to boo?
Yeah. Do they have a right to demand results?
Yeah. It's a tough question.
Yeah. There's no easy answer.
No.
But I think this deep dive at least has highlighted the need for empathy. And understanding on both sides.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, fans need to remember that these players are human beings.
Yeah, not just performers.
Right, they're people.
And players need to understand the passion that the fans bring to the game.
Maybe the key is finding a way to channel that passion into something good. Supporting the team through the ups and downs, offering constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And just creating a positive environment, at the stadium and online.
It's a challenge, but it's worth striving for because ultimately the success of the game depends on a healthy relationship between the fans and the players.
So the next time you're scrolling through that Reddit thread, or you're having those heated debates on social media,
take a step back.
Yeah, take a moment and think about what it means to be a fan.
Yeah, your words have power.
They do.
You can either lift a team up or tear it down.
Some food for thought.
Some food for thought.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time
See ya.
as we explore another fascinating set of sources.